Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this video I was so spoilt for choice for what to discuss, but there were so many short Easter themed topics catching my attention. I thought I'd just go over a load of those, with a particular emphasis on these fake religious types breaking their own claimed edicts on this fine Easter Sunday. So this is effectively my Easter message. So one of those emerging themes this weekend has been the far right using a Christian celebration to attack anyone that's not them. This has even included the literal head of the Christian Church in England. Mike Graham, the guy who thinks you can grow concrete, had a pop at the Archbishop of Canterbury for referring to Holy Saturday yesterday. Easter! It's called Easter, he said, with a facepalm emoji as if the Archbishop of Canterbury had made a huge error in terms of understanding the Christian calendar. Except, of course, it wasn't Easter. Easter's today. Friday was Good Friday, tomorrow is Easter Monday, and yesterday was indeed Holy Saturday. And this exposes many of these people pretending to push Christianity down everyone's throats as not being remotely Christian themselves. It's not just that they argue against everything Jesus stood for. In fact, ironically, the only people Jesus did not express much fondness for were the rich, particularly moneylenders in the temple. I seem to remember he was quite upset with those. You know, so it's not just that they're attacking everything Jesus stood for and talked against and clearly breaking multiple of the main commandments on a regular basis. It's just exposed the fact they don't actually even know the Christian calendar. You know, I'm a Christian myself. I absolutely hate it when fake Christians give us all a bad name by inventing divisive aspects of the faith purely to give them an excuse to hate on others. Several others on the far right have also been attacking their next government, the Labour Party, for not wishing people a happy Easter. But this is what Labour tweeted out this morning. Happy Easter to Christians celebrating in the UK and around the world, with a big old graphic wishing us all a happy Easter. So why are they moaning? Labour have clearly wished people a happy Easter with Christian symbolism, and it was posted at 7 a.m, so nice and early. Well, it's because Labour also wished people a happy Trans Visibility Day. Unfortunately, these swivel-eyed loons can't accept that a day can be different things for different people, or even two different things for the same people. It's Easter Sunday, they whined. Yeah, it's also Trans Visibility Day. It's also a lot of people's birthdays and anniversaries. Are they not allowed to have a birthday or anniversary if it falls on Easter Sunday? If someone says, oh, it's my birthday today. No, it's Easter Sunday. It's my birthday as well, though. Then we had Nigel Farage, on Friday I think it was, promising to eat Easter eggs just to annoy the NHS. There's a perfectly normal sentence, isn't there? The guy who banged his pots and pans for the NHS in 2020 now wants to carry out some performative act of gluttony, specifically to stick two fingers up at the NHS. Consistency, thy name is not Nigel Farage. Besides, I bet I've eaten more Easter egg than he has today anyway. He'll not have filled himself up with chocolate when there's a roast dinner and a load of booze for him to get through. We can, of course, also raise an eyebrow at various Tory MPs trying to lean into the Christian message of peace and love, whilst calling for the daily 2 minutes of hate, Orwell style, on every other day, including the promotion of anti-asylum rhetoric. Jesus is famously a Palestinian refugee. In fact, history's most famous refugee from anywhere, really, isn't he? I suppose you could argue Moses a little bit. You know, as people noted, if anyone claiming to be a Christian were to see Jesus in this day and age, it would be in a small boat crossing the channel. And they would wish him deported thousands of miles away immediately. Senior Tories have also been using this Easter period to attack churches. The Foreign Secretary accused churches of helping to exploit the asylum system. Being clear, obviously, they have not. So what we have here is the Conservative government deciding to attack the church during the second most important event in the Christian calendar in this country. Actually quite something. When you look at not just isolated messages, but when you sort of you spend a lot of your day, as I do, watching what these people are saying, And you see the Conservatives basically saying, Happy Easter, we should emphasise our Christian roots, but we should also attack absolutely anyone and everything which represents Christianity in this country. It's also vaguely amusing to see the same types who claim to promote Christianity warning about the dangers of importing foreign cultures. That was in one of the newspapers this weekend. Apart from the fact Britain has absorbed and adapted foreign cultures enthusiastically for millennia, it could be pointed out that Christianity itself is an imported foreign culture. I saw someone trying to respond to this by going, no, because we imported it ages ago, you can't call it foreign. It's like, I didn't know there was a time limit. I mean, before that, we were worshipping trees. Mind you, some Conservatives still do. The magic money tree that they insist doesn't exist, but somehow drops plenty of fruit for themselves. We've also had far-right commentators jumping on board the assisted dying debate to promote the idea of using, oh, this is a good idea. We could use it to get rid of people that are no longer economically valuable to me. I mean, such an article's actually appeared in the Times this Easter weekend, supposedly a serious newspaper. When people ask about the difference between left, right, the left wing and the right wing, I mean, I often talk about literal terms, economic philosophy, but then you think, so how are these philosophies driven? They're driven by how we perceive people, society, nations, the world itself. And the core difference is those on the right don't see human lives. They see their own human life, but they don't see others. They see economic units. A human life is like a tractor or a cement mixer. If it can't be used to make the money anymore, it should be junked. It's useless. There is no human value for them. That's the difference. I know not everyone on the right agrees with the sentiments being discussed in articles like this, but I would make this point. You would never see sentiments like that expressed, not just in sort of mainstream left-wing literature such as it exists. You would not see that expressed anywhere on the left ever. And we've got our own share of hateful nutters. Richard Tice then decided to get in on the act of Christian love by blackmailing Jonathan Gullis in public on Twitter. He threatened to reveal, and he specifically described it as an Easter message as well. He threatened to reveal embarrassing personal information if Gullis didn't pipe down. I wonder if Gullis will refer the matter to the police. And as a last little bit of Easter news, the Tory head of the Foreign Affairs Select Committee, Alicia Kearns, has said that the government has received legal advice that the Israeli government is very likely breaching international law. But the government refused to go public with this. Now, why does it matter? Because if this is the legal advice that the government have received, it's not just that they'd be under pressure to stop the sale of arms from the UK to Israel. They would be required to by law. If this story is accurate, the government are actually breaking the law and facilitating the sale of arms, which have been used by the government representing the birthplace of Jesus to kill innocent civilians next door. Hopefully this is just a case of the government being a bit slow and they are preparing to stop those arms sales, and it's not a case of trying to avoid potentially upsetting workers in the arms export trade during election year, because if it is, the consequences for the UK's international reputation would be quite dire. And, you know, if it ends up coming out in a verifiable way, that would be very bad for our reputation. But those are the main Easter stories of hate and enmity to our fellow man from those who try to claim they are Christians. And let's finish off with a little message from someone who definitely represents Christianity, Jesus of Nazareth. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. You will know them by their fruits. Are grapes gathered from thorns? Are figs from thistles? Or good public services from Tory governments? I may have added that last bit myself. But there we are. I hope you found this video interesting. Try not to eat too much chocolate. Message coming far too late for me. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, clicking the like button, and until next time, I'll see you later.